Friday, the 1st of June. It's been a holiday short week, but it's been an exciting 10 days. I mean, markets have been all over the place in one form of onrushing panic or another. And so trying to figure out, of all of the things that are involved, what's real, what's transient, and what's noise. And we've got the Kim Summit, which at this hour theoretically is back on, but it isn't going to amount to anything whether it happens or it doesn't happen. Kim isn't going to surrender, and we're not going to pitch a fit, and so it's mostly photo op. The Italian business, where Italy's going to fall apart and take Europe along with it, is back where it belongs, which is any decade now. Italy's going to fall apart and may take the Eurozone with it, but it's not today, and it's not next week, and it's not next month, and so back to normal. Not in play. We got job numbers today that say the economy is certainly doing well enough for the Fed to hike again 2 weeks from now, and that may be the biggest story. But as the week wore on, from the panicked lows in stocks and interest rates on Tuesday, we've recovered only part way. There's something out there still that is disturbing to markets and global markets. One of the global benchmarks are German bonds, and they fell in yield harder than anything else in the Italian panic. And even though Italy has a government again of sorts, the German bonds haven't recovered either. So what? By process of elimination, it's tariffs. These tariffs are not great big. They're not punitive, but they are deeply annoying to all of the outside world. As a matter of face and pride, nobody's going to let somebody else unilaterally announce that our terms of trade are different. Even if misbehaving, if you're going to do that to me in public, I'm going to react. So there are going to be reprisals. They're likely to be small ones. But the financial markets are trading as they should, expecting the tariffs to slow down the global economy. They introduce a level of risk, especially to big business, that just tends to make people pull their horns in. Tariffs also have a nasty habit of costing jobs to everybody and increasing inflation to everybody. There's no case of a tariff war of this kind, or really any kind, being beneficial. Sometimes to a third world country. 400 years ago, if you could make them stick for a while, maybe, but not in the modern world, and everybody knows. I try to minimize the politics of these things, but the world is not New Jersey and a bunch of two-bit developers trying to out-crook each other. That's not the way the world works. The deeper damage, if you're outside the United States, one of our friends, or even one of our enemies, upon what basis do you enter into a deal with the United States of America if the United States reserves the right unilaterally, whenever it feels like it, to change the terms? The hatred directed at the United States government now, not the people, but this government, is without precedent. I mean, I remember that we were not terribly well regarded during the Iraq War, the second one, and in Vietnam it was ugly. This is uglier. So that's tamped down a little bit on interest rates. The big deal is going to be June 13th. The Fed's meeting concludes on the 13th. The Fed is going to raise the overnight cost of money by 0.25% on the 13th. And the gazillion-dollar question is, do long-term rates rise by 0.25% or not? All the way through 2 weeks of chaos just passed. The 2-year and the 10-year, the Fed proxy, mortgage proxy, just went right with each other. Like they were bolted together through chaos. On the 13th, are twos coming up and these guys are going to stay down, or are they going to go up together? If they go up together, then we'll be talking about mortgages at 5%. And we'll be thinking about just how much farther mortgage rates can go up before we're in trouble. If the 10-year does not go up, as twos come up with the Fed, That's the signal to the Fed that it's on the edge of overdoing things. 13th is going to be a fun day for those of us who enjoy this sort of bloody enterprise. Thank you. Good weekend.